Hey, I'm Patty from Alderman Farms, and we've been promising to go live from our high tunnel, and we have tried and have failed. We don't know what's going on with the connection out here. We have an extender and everything, but it's not working. So we're going to do this little unedited video. It'll be like it's live, except you can't talk to us live. Anyway, but you can talk to us, and we will answer your comments after the video post. This is our sugar snap peas that we got from the Pratts. They are doing great. They seem like they started a little slow. Maybe it was a little too warm for them here, but they're taller than I am now. And the main reason we planted these right now is to get seeds to plant in the spring. So they're nice and healthy plants. One thing we did out here today was to get grass out. So I'll show you the grass pile we have, and it's not a very big grass pile. Anyway, this is the cucumbers. These are Monica cucumbers, and I have picked them. Now this is not cucumbers, this is peppers. But anyway, this is what I got from one picking. It's been about a week since I picked, and you see I picked even the little baby ones because I pickle them too, and they are amazing. I counted, I have 15 plants, and I'm getting a gallon of cucumbers. Now, if I were to let these get bigger, I would be picking way more than a gallon.
So you're getting a gallon how often?
It's once a week, but I'm picking everything. The little ones, now I've left the little bitty ones on here to pick next week. But if it was probably a little warmer, I would even have to pick them more often. But if I let them grow to size, like the dill pickles that you can buy in the convenience stores in the little bag or in the jar, I would easily be picking 2 or 3 gallons because of the size of them. This is just some peppers that I picked. I'll show you that in a minute. But here, if you can see, here's some little babies that I've left. Can you see that? Up against my hand right there.
Mm-hmm.
So, anyway, but this is 15 plants, and I'm just very pleased with the amount of cucumbers I'm getting. Right down here is the kale that I planted. And if you remember, I have had a problem with grasshoppers. And so, see, this was a little kale. There's a little bit left. I'm hoping it'll come back. But this is kale here. And this is just one variety. It's kind of a purple. And then there's another variety down there. And it's doing pretty good now. It was slow to start also. Now right down here, this is cabbage. And you see this one's been eaten too. It's been eaten on a little bit. I've had some worms in here, and I have yet to spray. I've got to spray, and I'm going to use an organic spray. But you see, I didn't get a very good stand of cabbage. Some of it died back. And
so you're saying there should be on each
both
of those
sides.
drip tapes.
Yeah.
So on your screen, on the left side of that drip tape, there should be just as many cabbage plants along it.
Yeah. And they were very slow to start too, but we figured out we've been watering way too much. We've been over watering, and now that we've cut back on our watering, and it has cooled off here some.
Where did we start? 30 minutes twice a day, or 30 minutes once a day?
We were doing 45 minutes every day.
Yeah.
And now we're doing 15 minutes once a day. So I feel like that things are doing a lot better. And you know, after I planted the peppers that's in the bucket, I planted that plant. It was in a bucket. Growing, and I just planted it, and from digging, 15 minutes once a day may be too much. We really are going to need to get a water meter, monitor, something. Anyway, we test the soil to see how much water you have.
Moisture meter.
Moisture meter, that's it. Anyway, this right here is a row of mustard greens. You see, I've left some big leaves that the worms were eating on because I want to have something to spray. I want to be able to find them. I've picked the mustard greens, I think, 3 times now, and gotten a good messes out of them. So I'm very pleased with that. Let's come on down here to the end. This is some other mustard greens that I planted. This is, let's see, I left my pack here. Southern Giant mustard greens, and this is from Mary's Seeds right here. And I picked these today, and I still didn't get a good stand of them. They've come up. But I just planted them where my water is. So like, see, here's some baby ones here coming along. And here's one. So the worms have not got on these yet. And down here is the pepper plant that I planted. that was in the bucket. I hope it's going to live. This has given us, this is hot banana peppers, and it has given us banana peppers all year since the spring.
It's been pretty prolific.
Yeah, and so I just thought I would see how it does in the high tunnel. Now, it was transplanted from a bucket, but I just want to show you, this soil is so wet that I think it's really, I think we may go to start watering every other day and see how things go.
And it's because there's a high clay content in this soil, so it's holding moisture.
It holds moisture. Now, there wasn't water in the hole, which is good, because when we were watering 45 minutes a day, that's how I realized we were watering way too much, because I went to to plant something, and the hole filled up with water, and I thought, oops, that's a little too much water.
Yeah,
so,
which, as we've said before, you know, we are experimenting.
Yeah.
This is our first planting season.
Now, I am so pleased with our green beans. I just can't say enough. They've just started producing. I've picked them 3 times. The first time, I just picked enough for me and Tommy to have a serving. The second time, I picked enough. There was about 4 servings, and I picked them yesterday, and there was a gallon. So I expect the next time I pick to have even more. Look, that was yesterday that I picked. And look at this. Got another one already ready. So there's quite a few in here that's ready to pick. So
look at this. There's something eating these leaves too. That's teeth. I mean, you know what I'm saying. That's something that's eaten. That's cut.
It is. That's odd. I don't know. I don't know what it is, but
maybe them grasshoppers.
Yeah, the grasshoppers it might be.
We've never seen the like of the grasshoppers.
Yeah, we've got a ton of grasshoppers this year. What I've just planted today, this is, let me think what this is. This is Brussel sprouts. I planted some along the edge, and it is way too moist over there. So I've planted them here. I didn't want to plant them here because I think they'll carry over into the spring, and we're going to want to fill this up with tomatoes. But I went ahead and planted them anyway because I needed to plant them somewhere.
And that's Brussels sprouts all the way down to the tomatoes? All
the way to the tomatoes. Yeah, there's 12 holes. There's kind of 2 in each hole because I planted more than 1 seed. So, and I have been really wondering, the squash has really done different. It has not grown like it does out in the weather.
You're talking about the plant itself,
the plant
leaves
itself.
And stuff.
Yeah. Usually my squash gets really big.
Huge.
And this is growing, but I didn't even know if it was going to make squash because I know you got to have the pollination and everything. But I saw a bumblebee on here, and then I found some baby squash.
Yeah.
And so now they've even gotten bigger. So let me show you.
I see squash on the far row too.
Yeah. 2
of them under there.
Oh, is there? Yeah. But here's a little squash right here, and here's another one. So it's definitely making squash.
Yeah.
So I'm pleased with that. On the end row, that's just weeds. That's just weeds.
Yeah, we basically gave up on the end row.
Yeah, it's just really way too wet. I do want to show you my pile of weeds because I have raked them. Now, this is the second time we've gotten weeds out, but we've never gotten weeds out entirely. But this is it. This is all the weeds that we got out of here. It's really amazing what a little bit of weeds it has. And we haven't gotten everything. There's still some weeds in. Well, let me show you. You haven't gotten any weeds out of the green beans, have you?
No, I haven't.
Look, let me show you the amount of weeds we have. See this? I mean, just this little bitty bit right here.
And you notice how easy they come out.
They just pull right out. There's more growing. And don't get me wrong, we need to get these out because they will grow into a big plant and they will pull some of my nutrients away. But
yeah, anything green is competing.
It's just so easy. Look, now the root didn't come out with this one, but the root came out. It just pulls out so easy. And it's not that we have this wonderful soil. It's that it's not getting pounded down by rain. You know, it's just getting the little drip tape on there. So because this is clay. You know, it's a lot of real clay, a lot of clay content.
I think I see a stink bug right behind your head. Look up a little.
Yep. Got him.
Nice.
Okay, you walk down here, and I'll walk down this side, and we'll talk about the tomatoes.
The gorgeous tomatoes, y'all.
This tomato is one that I saw. There was a weed growing right off the back porch, and I saw it. And after a little, I was out there one morning, like at 5 o'clock in the morning, bringing the dogs out, and I saw, you know, it was dark, so I couldn't see good. I thought, that looks like tomato leaves sticking out the top of that plant. So I rubbed my hand on it and smelled my hand. And if you've ever fooled with tomato plants, they have a distinct smell. I love the way they smell. Anyway, I realized it was a tomato plant. I have no idea what kind, but once we got the cattle panel up and everything, I dug it up and brought it over here, and it's doing wonderful. So I'm really tickled. I can't wait to see. I don't think it's a cherry, because it's got these blooms, and I think the cherry would have more blooms, but maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.
We'll see.
But we'll see. This is my Stupice tomato. It's a potato leaf tomato.
But we call them our stupid excited tomatoes.
Yeah, these are our stupid tomatoes. And I want to show you this too. It looks like maybe a bird has been in here or something. It looks like bird poop on there. We did have a red bird in here one day, and so maybe that's where that came from, but I actually trapped it in here on accident. I didn't know it, and it was flying all around the next morning, and I opened the sides up and it flew out. So, but anyway, so I don't remember exactly how many. I think there's less than 10 of these plants. I'm really not sure, but overall I have 30 tomato plants in here, Tim. Anyway, yeah.
That was for Tim Beverly. He always wants to know how many tomatoes.
Yes. And this is subarctic plenty tomato, and it's doing wonderful. Now, I've chosen these 2 tomato varieties to be growing this time of year because they are a colder, hardy tomato. Not that they can grow in freezing temperatures, but I think the Stupice, the stupid tomatoes, our friend...
stupid excited tomatoes.
I just call them stupid tomatoes.
I know, but...
But anyway, I'm drawing a blank.
Pepper?
Pepper. Yeah, Pepper Bradford is the one that told us. Well, Amy actually told me about Pepper growing them. Amy's his wife. And so I ordered some of these seeds. These are the seeds I planted directly in the ground. And so that's why they're so much further behind these tomatoes. These are subarctic plenty, and they have blooms on it, so I can't wait. They're going to be a smaller tomato, but they're not a cherry. I hope they're not a cherry tomato. But anyway,
and y'all, as we go along here, make note of how healthy these tomato plants
and look
look.
how big around. Now I've never grown this variety, so maybe the stalks are always this big around. But you see, compared to my finger, this has got very big stalks.
But the rain is not beating down on them, not splashing up dirt on them, and so all the plants are. It may not be that they're super healthy, they're just super clean.
Yeah, well, and I'm going to tell you, I just am loving growing in the high tunnel. But, you know, this is our first go-round, and I'm really liking it. But we'll see how the winter goes. And, you know, I don't know that I'll be able to have stuff growing all winter.
I see some holes in some leaves there.
Yeah. Oh, wait, there's the worm.
There's a worm right there.
Yep, see, they've moved over here to the tomato plants.
That's the first worm we've seen. Oh,
on the tomatoes.
You can look over here. These leaves are shredded.
Really?
Yep.
Where?
And even a couple of them have been completely
let me
eaten
come over
off.
there. I've got to get busy.
We really need to spray.
Yeah.
We've got an organic spray. I don't forget what you call it. You remember the name of the spray?
Yeah. It starts with an
I
S.
saw some kind of bug.
It starts with an S. Stenosis.
No, spinosad.
Spinosad. I don't see anything on this tomato plant. But I'm going to tell you something about these lower branches, like this one.
Mm-hmm.
This may not be something eaten. I don't know. You don't have to have these lower ones. They don't produce anything, and a lot of times they just get to looking yucky. And so you can actually just take these off. And see, like this is how they typically will get to looking. See how ugly that looks out in the weather. But I'm going to go ahead and take this one off too, because really my that one don't want to come off. My my first fruits, my flowers are up there, so I really don't need these. I really need to come through and take them all these bottom ones off. But boy, they're on there good. Usually you can bend them down and then bend them up and they pop right off. There, that one did.
Strong plants.
And see, here's a few little weeds in here. But I'm going to throw these out because these have maybe some worms or something on them, or and also I'm going to get rid of those. Okay, come around over here. I'll show you. Let me throw these out. Let's go. I guess it was Wednesday. I went ahead. I had a little bit of lettuce left, and so I went ahead and planted this. This is called salad bowl lettuce, and there was some bigger leaves on it. I picked them and I ate them on a sandwich. It was just a few. And so if this lettuce does good, this should be enough for me and Tommy. And I told Tommy, I said, I'm really been amazed at how a little bit, you know, we really don't have to grow that much food for me and him to eat. So, and this evening I went ahead and planted this, and this is some stem broccoli, to where it really doesn't make a head. It's RAAB is the name of it. And oh, there's one parsley plant that I planted. It's kind of looking bad, but these look bad. But anyway, just to have some parsley growing. But anyway, this is stem broccoli. So I've never grown this before, and so I didn't have the seed was really old, like 4 or 5 years old, and it had not been refrigerated. And so I didn't have a good success with it coming up, but I planted what I have, so it'd be enough to eat in salads. And then this lettuce, this is so pretty. Let me see the name of it. Bronze Beauty. You may have to zoom way in, yeah, for me to see that. But I have a few plants of it, and
that is pretty.
It's just a real pretty lettuce. I planted it at the same time I planted that salad bowl, and it's not gotten really big, but I'm hoping now that I have it out in the garden, it's going to be, or in the high tunnel, it's going to do better. So, but anyway, I believe that's all we have growing.
Nope.
No? Oh yeah. Got a show.
Blue's coming along nicely. We haven't even watered him today. What you doing looking all sad? Hey, tell everybody, hey, what's the matter? What's the matter? What's the matter?
Why are you holding that thing on
What's the matter? Oh, it's my pretty boy. But the banana trees are looking good too.
Yes, they look great.
I was gone for a week after we got back from the Homesteaders of America conference. I had to turn right around and go out of town for a week for a job, and man, so the last time I saw them was a week ago, and when we got back they were huge, and there's just been tremendous growth on them as well.
Yeah, and it's so funny how they grow. This will happen, and then this will unfurl, and I guess by tomorrow, huh?
Yeah.
Overnight, maybe it'll be a big old leaf on here.
It'll be a big old leaf. So we got some other stuff that we planted today.
Oh yeah, that's right. We can go out there since we're on since we're a video and not live, huh? On the way back from the Homesteaders of America conference, we stopped by Ison's nursery, and we wanted to have these planted out sooner, but we didn't get to. But we picked up 2 apple trees. This one here is a Gala, and we also got a Fuji, and it's right here. So this is our little orchard we've got going. And we also got a pomegranate tree, which is a little bit further down the line.
20 feet.
Yeah, we've planted them about 20 feet apart. Also, right here is a blueberry. We brought home 2 blueberry bushes. So, and then there's 2 more blueberry bushes a little bit further down that I had bought in the spring, and I never planted them. So anyway, so now we have 4 blueberry bushes. We probably won't need any more blueberry bushes if they all live. Now we've talked about it. If the apple trees do good, we may get some more apples. And from what I've read, it's not hard to propagate
right.
pomegranate.
Oh.
I was having a hard time, both of them. So I will definitely be trying that. Kayla, Corey's fiance, was so excited when I came home with the pomegranate tree. She's like, I love those. So anyway, so we'll probably grow some more of those. I've done some reading about them, and they're supposed to be a very beautiful tree and everything. So we may actually propagate some more of them and plant them over close to the house. But this is our little orchard area that we just got started.
And I'm excited that we're going to be getting started inside. I just received a package from Whistle Thicket Homestead, or maybe it's just Whistle Thicket.
No, it's Homestead.
Is it?
I think.
All right.
I don't know.
Anyway, he is selling Paw Paw Seeds that come from 5th generation. You know, 5 generations of his family have raised Paw Paws, and he is selling them for $10 a packet. It's got like 3 seeds in it, I think.
Oh, no, it had more. It had, I think I counted 10. It had a bunch of seeds in it.
In one packet?
I think so.
I don't know. They're
Maybe
huge.
Maybe it was 5.
Yeah. Well, he sent us a few extra seeds because I joined his beard contest a few months ago. And
when you had a beard?
When I had a beard. But we're excited about hopefully being able to grow some pawpaw. In fact, tell them why we have a pomegranate tree.
Oh, because I thought I was buying a pawpaw tree.
She couldn't remember the word pawpaw, and she said,
well, no.
Pomegranate.
No, what it was he was naming. I knew what I wanted when I went in there, and he was naming what he had because they didn't have everything ready. Actually, what we ended up getting in the pots was what was left over from last year, bare root that they planted. And so that's
which
what
is good news. Why?
Yeah, because I would much rather buy it, growing already in some soil than bare root. To me, it has more of a chance. But anyway, which, I've had success with bare roots too. But anyway, so when I went in there, he was naming the stuff that he had, and when he named pomegranate, I'm like, oh yeah, I want a pomegranate. And I was thinking it was, I just got confused. Okay?
That's all right. No, but what I was leading at, the advantage to having these trees that are potted like this is how old are they now?
Oh yes, they're a little older than if I would have gotten them bare root,
right?
Because they're so big. I mean, both apple trees are taller than I am. They're
right.
Taller than
so
Tommy,
they're at least 2 years old, meaning
Oh,
within
I would
the
say
next.
They're 3 years old.
Oh, so maybe within the next 2 years we'll get apples, right?
Yeah, yeah, and there's a possibility we could be getting some pomegranate. And I don't know about the blueberries, but I know the blueberries that I had bought in the spring had blueberries on them. So I'm expecting them to fruit again, which they're very small, so we won't get many this year if we get in the spring. But judging by the size, the blueberries that we got from Ison's nursery are bigger. So I'm hoping to get a few blueberries off of them too.
Right. So. And be watching for a video that we shot at Ison's nursery. I've been so busy I hadn't had a chance to edit it, but hopefully this coming week, my schedule right as of now, knock on wood, is pretty open. So hopefully I'll get that edited, and a Joel Salatin video from Polyface Farms. And so keep an eye out on that. And we're kind of running out of daylight, so we'll sign off here. Make sure to give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video, thumbs down if you didn't, and subscribe to our channel if you hadn't. We do appreciate every single one of you for taking time out of your day to listen to us ramble. Thanks.
Have a good night.